All right, listen. All right, so he addressed, what they call the black Hebrew Israelites, which we say time and time again that we are not black. All right, the biblical Hebrew Israelites today would be so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And you do have Israelites that look like the other nations. You're going to have so-called white Hebrew Israelites. You're going to have so-called Chinese Hebrew Israelites. You're going to have Israelites that look like any and everybody, all right? But a part of Esau's narrative, or his blame game, is to demonize the black Hebrew Israelites and to make it sound worthy to be persecuted. All right, and as the spirit has been going into lately with brothers, man, brothers have been saying, hey, the persecution is coming. So this is just my little response to this video through the spirit and power of YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI. All praises, honor, and glory is due. All right, and I just want to go into how the elect, our Lord willing, we are the elect, the remnant, that we are blameless, we are without fault, because as we move forward, the devil is going to try to make you believers out there feel guilty, all right, for believing in this word, man, and following after, all right, this truth. All right, and you have to be rooted and built up enough to know that you're innocent, man, you're without fault. Okay, this devil is guilty. He's the guilty one. He's going to try to point the finger and place accusations on us. Okay, but he's the one that's guilty. All right, and the Lord is going to defend us and find us without fault before the throne. So let's get a few. Matter of fact, let's just play it one more time.
Did y'all hear that, or was that me? Did I hear that wrong? Oh no, let's see if I can bring it back. This is live right now, so it's a little tough to get.
And for 120 days, had violence happening every single day in Portland, that organization was a myth. Look, this is so important. I appreciate Mr. Bell's willingness to talk about the consistency that is needed from everyone, from both sides of the aisle, to address this problem and get violence out of our political process. Madam Chair, with that, I would yield back. Mr. Oh, no, I said
And keep in mind, he's addressing so-called black Hebrew Israelites, which are nothing more than men on the corners preaching with Bibles in their hands. No guns, no swords, all right, not attacking people, just out here, with Bibles, man. Which goes to show you how important and how strong and mighty the word is, man. It's all about the word, man. Stay in the word. That's it. We don't need guns. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but spiritual.
Say what?
All right, now let's get a few precepts I got lined up. This is Philippians chapter 2, verse 14. It says, do all things without murmurings and disputings, that ye may be blameless and harmless, the sons of the Most High, without rebuke, in the midst of a crooked and perverse nation. All right, and we're in the midst of that crooked and perverse nation. We're in the midst of Babylon the Great, the good old USA, among whom ye shine as lights in the world. All right, and let's look up that word blameless. All right, blameless, to serve in no censure, free from fault or defect. Let's look up that word, censure. Censure, a judgment involving condemnation, the act of blaming or condemning sternly. So this devil can't blame us, man. You so-called white people got all these crimes and atrocities under your history. All right, the scripture tells you in Habakkuk, the second chapter, speaks about the shameful spewing. All right, and you want to try to say that the black Hebrew Israelites are becoming more militant. Now you do have, these these Israelites that be going off, they be out there in camp looking like Black Panthers. They all got on tactical gear, but at the end of the day, man, they ain't doing nothing but preaching the Bible, man. They ain't threatening, they ain't making no threats. But anyway, man, it says free from fault or defect. Keep that in mind. Free from fault is what blameless means. All right, 2 Peter 2 and 3, 2 and, what's that? 2 Peter 3 and 13, because Apostle Peter said the same thing. So the message of the apostles was for us to be, blameless, right? Without fault. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for a new heavens and a new earth wherein dwelleth righteousness. And when you come into this faith, you understand why the world is the way it is and that it needs to change. And you begin to look forward to a new world, all right, a righteous world where you can have families, you can have children, you can enjoy life and not be a debt slave and get sick and have to constantly be in fear of your life. All right, we're looking for a new world, man. Verse 14, it says, wherefore, beloved, seeing that ye look for such things, be diligent that ye may be found of him, of YAHAWASHI, in peace, without spot, and blameless. All right, so we want to be found when the Lord comes, when he comes back, when he makes his second coming, which is soon. We want to be found without spot and blameless. All right, we want to be found without fault. Let's go to Romans, the 8th chapter, verse 31. It says, what shall we then say to these things? If the Most High, all right, YAHAWASHI before us, who can be against us? All right, because this devil is against us, right? But it don't matter because the spirit of YAHAWASHI is with us. We have the testimony and he's with us. He's backing us. He's going to justify us in the end. He that spared not his own son, but delivereth him up for us all, for all the Israelites, all right, not all the nations on the earth, but for us all as in the nation of Israel. How shall he not with him also freely give us all things? And this is the point. Who shall lay anything to the charge of the Most High's elect? It is the Most High that justifieth. All right, it's not Esau, Edom, the so-called white man that justifieth, man. Okay? Because he's going to try to lay charge on us. But that's what the devil does, man. That is exactly what the devil does. You go to Revelation, the 12th chapter. It says, and the great dragon, verse 9, and the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. All right, and this is what he does. He deceived the whole world, right? When you look at devil in the etymology, it goes back to the Greek diablos, which means accuser, all right, slanderer. See, this is what he does. He points the finger. He doesn't take accountability. He can't be honest. He can't be true. He can't be righteous. So he's gonna accuse and slander, all right, the true biblical Hebrew Israelites, and he's gonna attach that black label to him and paint this picture using his witchcraft, his media, all right, and he's gonna pseudo justify himself coming in, all right, on the servant YAHAWASHI, and that's why he's gonna get cast down. All right, the great dragon was cast out, that old serpent called the devil and Satan, which deceiveth the whole world. He was cast out into the earth, and the angels were cast out with him, going into that war in heaven when the Lord and the angels come back, and Esau tries to fight against the Lord and the angels. All right, verse 10, I heard a loud voice saying in heaven, now is come salvation and strength and the kingdom of our power and the power of his anointed. For the accuser, all right, the devil of our brethren, is cast down, which accused them before our power day and night. This is what this nigga does, man. This is what this nigga does, man. He lays all kind of snares, traps, all right, false narratives, propaganda, enchantments, and he does it day and night. Let's go to Rev 14. But again, the elect, you can't lay any charge against them because they're going to be found blameless, all right, before YAHAWASHI. All right, this is Revelation 14:1. And I looked, and lo, a lamb stood on the Mount Zion, and with him 144,000, having his father's name written in their foreheads. All right, 144,000, all right, which is the governing body. These are going to be the prophets. All right, and then you're going to have also the 1/3 All right, the large multitude the Lord is going to have mercy on. They're going to have the name of the Father and the Son written in their foreheads. Is going to be within them. YAHAWASHI. All right, it's going to be in them. And I heard a voice from heaven as the voice of many waters and as the voice of a great thunder. And I heard the voice of harpers harping with their harps. And they sung it as it was a new song before the throne and before the four beasts and the elders. And no man could learn that song but the 144,000 which were redeemed from the earth. All right, so the 144,000. And this is why you have all these prophets popping up everywhere, all right, singing this new song. All right, because the time is coming where the nation of Israel is about to be redeemed, and it begins with the 144,000 and the elect, the rest of the elect. All right, verse 4, these are they which were not defiled with women. All right, not that doesn't mean defiled with, actually women, ass and titties walking around. It means being, corrupted with false ideologies, false teachings and false doctrines. All right, for they are virgins. All right, they're not defiled by these doctrines. These are they which follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. All right, these were redeemed from among men, being the first fruits unto the Most High and to the Lamb, because the elect, the 144,000, are so special because these are the spirits that was created, all right, in the beginning. All right, the Elohim that's spoken in the book of Genesis. These are the ones that was with YAHAWASHI in the beginning. All right, creating the earth, creating the sun, the moon, the stars, the grass, the man, the beast, okay, etc. And it's the point, verse 5, and in their mouth was found no guile, for they are without fault before the throne of the Most High. You see, so the elect are blameless, without fault. In their mouth was found no guile, all right? No deception, because we came and we told you the truth. We told you what it was, and we stood by it. All right, and it tells you in second Ezra, the second chapter, when Ezra was seeing, he was seeing YAHAWASHI crowning the 144,000. He said, well, who are these men? He said, these be they. The angel was telling them, these be they that confessed, all right, YAHAWASHI, and stood so stiffly for the name. And part of that confession is not having guile. It's no deception. It's being truthful. All right, it's being faithful. All right, this is Psalms, the 32nd chapter, verse 1. It says, blessed is he whose transgression is forgiven, whose sin is covered. All right, and how are the elect's sins covered? They're covered through the blood of the Lamb. All right, verse 2, blessed is the man unto whom the Lord imputeth not iniquity, and in whose spirit there is no guile. All right, because in the sin, in the flesh, yes, we sin and we go off, but you have the elect whose spirit is right. They have pure intent. You see? Let's look up guile in the Hebrew, which is Ramaya, which means lackness, slackness, deceit, treachery. All right, because the elect don't have those wicked spirits, man. They're not deceptive. They're not treacherous. Now, we do use wisdom in the world, so, but at the end of the day, when it comes to our family, which are the servants of the Lord, we're not deceptive with them, and we're honest. We look out for our people. We look out for our fellow servants, man. The Lord said, who is my mother and my brother, the same that do the will of the Father. All right, so, yeah, that was it. That's all I wanted to go into, man. Lord willing, that was edifying. Shalom.